So one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we brought out and talked about before you left was you're really good at dialects. That's something that you're good at, right?
I wouldn't say, Chris, that I'm good at it, but as I teased at the top, I was born and raised in England, right?
Right.
So 50 to 60% of the work I do as an actor just happens to be British characters. It's a feather in my cap that I have that some other actors might not. So I mean, it's not like you're going to catch me in a Boston accent anytime soon. But if I need to go back to an English accent or play an English character, that's a bit easier for me.
Yeah, I was surprised at the variety though. You can do Irish, Scottish, Russian.
Yep, done that before. Yeah.
South African.
Has it, mate? South African is sort of like, if you imagine a cross between British, Dutch, and German, that's how you get South African, because those are the three primary countries that sort of colonized South Africa many, many years ago. Eh?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
it's fun. It's fun.
Is that something
now I'm going to have all my South African friends. They're going to be calling me now, and they're going to give me notes.
Right. I love accents, but I'm not very good at them. I think that you just play around with them a little bit. Is that something that you've always done, or is that something that you've practiced and cultivated, or?
It's a little bit of both, Chris. When I was growing up in England, I sort of did impressions of people that I would see on TV, or like as a little kid, I used to do like a Marlon Brando and Godfather. And I think like everybody for the last 20 years has done a Christopher Walken impression,
of course,
right? And I can't do that,
right?
But I grew up when Marlon Brando was big, so I would do, on the day of my daughter's wedding, you come to me and you ask me for this favor. So I would sort of do that. And there were some British comedians and actors that I would do impressions of as well. And then when I moved to the United States, I kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. I had a great big mop of curly hair, and I had a funny accent, and I had English teeth, and I wore dark jeans when the acid wash jeans were cool. So I just stuck out for all the wrong reasons. And so it was like self-preservation. I kind of needed to fit in. And so quite quickly, I formed this sort of American accent that sort of stuck with me along the way. But if my brother and his family are still in England, so if I'm on the phone with them, just sort of an English accent comes back out. It's just sort of, it's weird. I'm a weird hybrid. And sometimes I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm not doing it to make fun of anyone. It just kind of happens. I adopt whomever I'm speaking with.
So I'm from California, and I remember one summer I went to summer camp in Texas, and I was the only Californian with a bunch of Texans. But before I knew it, I was talking with an accent.
Yeah,
I didn't want to stick out, so I can totally relate.
I do the same. I grew up in the South here in North Carolina, and so when I'm around my mom or talking to my mom, I'm like, that ain't how I did it. That ain't how But then when I'm talking to anybody else, I it kind of shifts over to the other side.
Yeah, and then you add an alcoholic beverage into the mix, and things really, really sort of twang out a little bit deeper. Right. And I got a lot of English friends, a lot of Australian friends, and so it will come out in droves when you've had a couple of drinks. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, my wife.
Sometimes people, if they meet me at a bar or at a social event, they think I'm crazy. They're like, "What's your real voice?" So this American voice is my daily speaking voice. This is what I've been using for the last 20 years. But this English voice is also my real voice. That's what I grew up with. That's what my family speaks like. But I've got to think about that. I dream in American. I speak in American English. But this is also real. It's just not my daily real,
It's all a part of you.
It's all a part of me. Yeah.